Alright, I'm going to be showing you how I would learn trading fast as a beginner. This is for people who are new to the game or who are even in the game but want to expand their knowledge a bit more. They want to go back to their basics. This is the perfect one for you. Right, so the first principle, this is probably one of the most important parts of trading. Focus on the process and not the money. To succeed in trading, you want to focus on sticking and staying consistent to the process rather than chasing the money. This means making sure your strategy is perfect, making sure you're getting, you're prioritizing your psychology, you're sticking to the right rules, and you're staying consistent. Sticking to the process in the long run is what's going to allow you to be able to make money and profit in the market. The money comes as a byproduct of sticking to the right processes. If you're chasing the money, you're going to start acting very greedy. It's going to have a toll on your emotions. It's just going to make your mental take a turn when you're trading. So it's better to focus on the process, as in the long run this will allow you to make more money down the line. It's very important to have a solid and consistent learning process so you can effectively learn as much as possible without slowing yourself down. Constant practice and having a plan in terms of what to study and when, and sticking to it will allow you to progress further and sharpen your knowledge necessary for you to succeed in the trading space. This means getting as much help as you can, maybe getting a mentor, joining a community, whatever, getting as much help as you possibly can, and devoting time to actually learn how to trade, learn the strategy, focus on your psychology, and ensure that you can hone all your skills and you work on absolutely everything. Remember, trading is a marathon, not a sprint. There's no point in rushing the process. Most people that join trading, they think it's just a get rich quick scheme. They can make a couple thousands in a week, couple thousands in a month, and just dip. No, it doesn't work like that. Trading is a long-term game. You have to be in the game, you have to be in it for a while to start seeing results. And I'm saying trading is probably one of the hardest hustles you can do out there because it requires a lot of focus, a lot of mental clarity, a lot of patience, and a lot of hard work behind the scenes. But most people don't know this and they only focus on trying to get the money instead. Principle number 2, be careful about your surroundings. Listen, trading isn't easy. It's not meant to be, but that's the reason why it's so rewarding. Why do you think more than 95% of traders lose money, or more than 95% of traders fail? Because trading isn't supposed to be easy, but it takes a lot of hard work to be able to achieve results like this. Trading isn't easy, but that's what makes it very, very rewardable. As rewardable as it may seem, and as eager as you might be to get all the knowledge possible, there are things you should and shouldn't focus on at the start. Look, so your surroundings mean a lot. You should prioritize being around like-minded people who are also into trading, as this can bring a lot of knowledge and help to hasten your journey. So for example, being part of a community, having friends that are into trading, networking and talking to people who are in the trading space or who are new to it or who have a bit of experience in the trading space, as this will allow you to be able to expand your knowledge and learn a lot more about the hustle than you currently know. Another thing that's very important is also blocking out outside noise. You have a lot of people telling you negative things about your journey and giving you doubt, which may affect your morality. It may make you think twice about what you're doing, but this should not be the case. You shouldn't allow other people to talk you down and basically help you to believe that trading isn't going to work out, when all it genuinely takes is just patience, grit, and hard work. Okay, so one really important thing is you want to stick to the foundations. Start with engaging in content that goes over all the foundations, such as how the charts actually explain the market, different time frames, the importance, how to read the markets and whatnot. Go over everything and try to combine all the knowledge that you get. I have a couple videos on my channel going over the basics, such as the markets, the fundamentals, technicals, how to read candlesticks, how to read trends, all of that. So you can check that out. Very, very good for beginners. Basically explains everything in depth in the simplest way possible. Now, go over different candle patterns, how risk to reward works, the importance of risk management, and all of that stuff. While doing this, prioritize learning how to have good discipline and emotion into the market. Having a solid psychology and being strong in your mental clarity in the trading space is basically one of the most important things you can prioritize, because with trading comes a lot of money, also comes a lot of greed, lots of emotion. So making sure you're working on that and sharpening your skills and your psychology is very, very, very crucial for you to succeed in a trading game. Now, this is the most important part of trading. as it actually is the make or break between people who actually make money with trading and people who can't go far with trading. A lot of people, they get too greedy, they let their emotions get the best of them, hence they start to lose a lot of money, they blow their accounts because they simply cannot control themselves. But the people who can control their emotions, can control their psychology, risk only a certain amount of money per day, stop trading when they need to trade, these are the people that go very, very far and succeed in the trading space. Focus on having self-control within, as this will reflect in the market, and also focus on learning how to overcome things such as revenge trading, entering randomly, and having self-doubt. These are very, very big issues that a lot of people have, especially when they just start trading. You know what I'm saying? They see a lot of money being printed, they see a lot of money coming in, coming out, and it messes a lot with their psychology, which, you know, pushes them to start doing things that they shouldn't do, giving them a loss and making them unprofitable in the long run. So make sure you focus on these things and actually try your best to sharpen your skills and try to put these away and become as mentally sharp as you possibly can be. Experience in the markets will definitely quicken up this process. And being in the markets for months, years even, can allow you to speed up this process. Continuously being on the market every single day, analyzing how it works, why it works. This will allow you to be able to get into the flow of things and naturally adapt to everything and how it all works, having an effect on your psychology in a very, very positive way. Stick to one pair and strategy. I cannot stress this enough. A lot of people strategy hop, they go from this strategy to this strategy. When they see that this one isn't working, they hop into the next one. This doesn't work. You need to stay consistent. You need to stay to one strategy. You need to ensure that you're staying consistent and you're really focusing on trying to be the best trader you possibly can with that given strategy. Not hop into it, because there's hundreds of strategies out there. If you're not satisfied with one, you're just going to keep on hopping and hopping and hopping. You're not going to find one that works for you, and you're just going to lose money down the line. Throughout the start, stick to only one, analyzing only one pair, and maintaining the same strategy throughout. This is very, very crucial, especially in the beginning, to ensure that you're speeding up the process. This is very crucial when it comes to collecting data and actually identifying what's working. If you're continuously switching through strategies, you're not going to know what's actually working and what's actually wrong, because you're using different sort of data, you're using different sort of confluences in your trading, so it's not going to allow you to actually understand what's going wrong and what needs to be fixed, and what's going right and what needs to be doubled down on. It also helps to increase knowledge about the given pair and strategy, so you'll be able to bring a stronger connection to the process in comparison to juggling multiple, which results in a lot more knowledge with the pair and the strategy you're trading. Every single pair has history. The more time you spend on one pair, the more you learn about the history. This will increase your intuition into the markets. This will increase your knowledge on that given pair, which will allow you to be able to trade with a lot more confidence. But if you're continuously hopping between pair, you're juggling a lot of pairs in your head, meaning you're not going to be able to focus on one and actually collect as much data as you should be. In trading, it is very crucial to put your eggs into one basket, as it will only hinder your progress trying to master every single pair and strategy possible. Stop trying to be the best at everything, only try to be the best at one. Be laser focused on one strategy, one pair, and really put all your focus and energy into mastering that. Alright, so once you start to get more comfortable, start and develop your trading strategy. Here's when you actually start to focus on utilizing your strategy on demo and forward testing what you know, sticking to only one pair and strategy. Focus on collecting a lot of data while you're trading on demo, while you're paper trading, collecting a lot of data over maybe 3 to 6 months, identifying what works, what doesn't work, what needs to be changed, what needs to be improved, all of that. And once you maintain a positive win rate and you start to feel a lot more confident, now you can actually jump into the markets with your real money, trading a strategy that you've been working on. While you're collecting your data, you want to look at things such as how you entered, how you felt while you entered, anything you did correctly and anything you did incorrectly, always reviewing on the things that go wrong so you know how to fix it. Because at the end of the day, when you're trading with your real money, you want to be trading with the best knowledge possible. You want to be trading with the most confidence possible. So the only way to actually make sure you're actually doing this is by spending time and time working on your strategy and collecting as much data as possible, so you know what's wrong and you know what's right. This will help you to find your edge in trading and prepare you to profitability if done correctly. What I recommend is over the course of 3 to 6 months, if you can maintain a positive RR, being risk to reward ratio, while on demo, then you can move on to start trading your live account, start trading your personal money, because at the end of the day, this money you're working for, you don't want to just burn into the market. You actually want to use your money wisely and try to multiply it as much as you possibly can. In order to test your strategy to the best of its ability, you want to learn basic market fundamentals. Learn the basics such as how market structure works, spotting if you are in a bullish or a bearish market, spotting confirmations when the market is ready to give the move, or when it's going to fake people out, such as things like liquidity, PD arrays, all of that stuff. You want to focus on this particularly, collecting as much data as possible on absolutely everything, as this will allow you to be able to, like, a lot of people can just look at the charts, do no markups, and they know what's going to happen. But this is only because they've put in so much time and so much effort into actually learning that pair, learning the strategy, learning how it works. They've collected enough data to be able to be confident to risk their money, risk a lot of money, and get a lot of money back in return. Learn how sessions work and how they contribute to their market, their differences and the similarity. Look at the difference between Asia, how it moves compared to London, how London moves compared to New York, and how different days of the week compare. Like how does Monday move in comparison to Wednesday? How does Wednesday move in comparison to Friday? There's a lot of variables that you can test. There's a lot of variables that you can collect data on. But the more data you collect, the more confident you will have going into the markets with your real money. And finally as well, learn how PRYs work, such as order blocks, fair value gaps, inverse fair value gaps. Learn how all of them work, their importance in the markets, and practice this a lot. Practice it a lot with one pair, stick to one pair, and maybe that could be gold, that could be EU, that could be G, that could be Nasdaq. Any pair of your liking, stick to one pair, collect as much data as possible, and put as much effort working on your psychology, working on your risk management, as these things will allow you to propel into your trading game and become the best trader that you can possibly can.